Hello, everybody. It's that college football guy here with another video. Yeah, I told you, another one right after this one. So this one's going to be the Wisconsin schedule preview for this upcoming 2023 season. Now, this is not a prediction video. I'm doing those later in the year. But this is going to be this preview video for the schedule for Wisconsin's going to have this upcoming season. Now, basically, what we do here is look in comparison of last year's season to this year's season. We compare the non-conference games from last year and the non-conference game from this year. Which one's tougher? And then we look at the entire schedule from last year with scores, and then do the entire schedule for this year and decide entire schedule-wise which is tougher. So first and foremost, let's get this off the way right off the bat. So non-conference games comparisons. 9-game conference schedule for Big Ten, so 3 non-conference games. 9-game conference schedule. We're having that in the SEC, but we're having it soon enough. But anyway. Okay, the 3 non-conference games for 2022 last season were all 3 at home. Home against Illinois State, home against Washington State, and home against New Mexico State. 1 Power 5, 1 Group of 5, and 1 FCS. Although New Mexico State is barely... Those of you know New Mexico State's not exactly been a winning program, but they got to a bowl this past season by beating an FCS team. But that's 1 Power 5, 1 Group of 5, 1 FCS. Now, this coming season, we have home against Buffalo, at Washington State, because it was a home and home, and then home against Georgia Southern. So it's 1 Power 5, 1 Group of 5, and 2 Group of 5s. And the Power 5 game is on the road. So non-conference, yeah, this season's tougher. Now, Wisconsin Wisconsin last season won 7 games. They were 7-6, 6-6 in regular season, and won their bowl game. The main reason they had some problems at the end of the year is just the fact they really couldn't put anything together at any point. It just yo-yoed. It's just the way it goes. It's the way it went here. I'm looking at this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins, 7 wins. It was weird how you saw it. It was just, you'll see this here and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, start off with the 2022 season. Home against Illinois State, they won 38-0. Home against Washington State, lost 17-14. You lost at home to Washington State. Home against New Mexico State won 66-7. No surprise there. At Ohio State, lost 52-21. No surprise there. Home against Illinois, lost 34-10. Yikes. At Northwestern, won 42-7. No surprise. At Michigan State, lost 34-28 in 2 overtimes. Tough luck there. Home against Purdue, won 35-24. That was a quality win. Then they get the bye week. So yeah, they played 8 games before they got their bye week. Beat up and run down. Come out of the bye week and you face Maryland at home, win 23-10. You're at Iowa, lost 24-10. You're at Nebraska, won 15-14 in a dogfight to the end. And then home against Minnesota, you lost 23-16. There's your 6-6. But they went to the Guaranteed Rate Bowl and faced Oklahoma State and won 24-17. So that's their 7-6 record. Now this season, start off at home against Buffalo. Then they go at Washington State. They were at home last year. Now they're on the road. And then home against Georgia Southern. They're at Purdue. Then they get their bye. Which means this is even tougher. Because last season they went 7-6 and they had 8 games and then 4 after the bye. Now they have all their tougher games are later. And it's 8 in a row to end the season with no break. Home against Rutgers. That should be a win. Like I said, this isn't a prediction video, but this is Rutgers. Home against Iowa. Oh, boy. At Illinois. Home against Ohio State. At Indiana. Home against Northwestern. Home against Nebraska. At Minnesota. Okay. Key games on the schedule from last season. For Wisconsin. Minnesota was a key game. Iowa. Purdue. Illinois. And Ohio State. They'll call those 5 games there. And I'm looking here real quick. Let's see here. They lost to Minnesota. They beat Purdue. Lost to Illinois. Lost to Ohio State. Lost to Iowa. Yikes. 1-4. You can put Maryland in there. They'd be 2-4 for a second once they upset Maryland, but. And of those games, Illinois was at home. Purdue was at home. Minnesota was at home. They're the half and half there for the key games. 3 home games. This season, key games. Minnesota will be a key game for them because it's their big rivals. That's a key game for them. Ohio State, Illinois, Iowa, Purdue. And this season, Iowa, Ohio State are at home, but they're going to lose to Ohio State. So they have one game on the road, one game at home. The rest are on the road. So you look. I mean, I look at the schedule here. So basically, Big Ten wise, you swapped out Michigan State for Rutgers, and you swapped out Maryland for Indiana. Oof. But I'm looking at this though. Is you place Purdue and you have a bye week. You should beat Rutgers. You have a tough. You have Iowa, Illinois, Ohio State, 3 weeks in a row, and then you're beat up after being beat up at home by Ohio State, and then have to go on the road at Indiana the following week. Home against Northwestern for a breather, but then you got Nebraska and Minnesota back-to-back weeks. Look at this. The Purdue game. You were at home, you won 35-24. Now you got to face them on the road. Iowa, you played them on the road last year and lost. Now you got them at home. Illinois, you played them at home last year and got blown out. Now you got to face them on the road. Ohio State, you got obliterated, and you're going to get obliterated again. That's no surprise, home or away. Northwestern, not much difference. They should wipe the floor with Northwestern. Nebraska, you faced them on the road and won by 1 point. Now you got them at home. But different coach. Matt Rule's now the head coach. And the fact is, Indiana, Northwestern, Nebraska, Minnesota in the year you lost to. Now you got to face them on the road after losing at home last year. I think this schedule's tougher. This year's schedule is tougher. Not for sake of the opponents, but they have easy opponents for the last 4 games, relatively easy. But there's no break. The break's, a lot later in the year, so it's 8 straight games with no break. That's going to be injuries going to come and play a key factor in this. But you let me know down in the comments what you think about this. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. So as always, in the comments, let me know non-conference games last year or this year. Which one's tougher? I think it's this year's. And overall schedule last year or this year, which I think is tougher. I think it's this year's, but let me know down in the comments what you think. So, again, thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't done already, please smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Subscribe to the channel if you want to. On the way to 400 subscribers, slowly but surely getting that way to 1K so we can start making some stuff happen. So, thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. As my wife's upstairs rocking out the Queen. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Be safe out there, and please, be good to each other.